Hey guys, another Shoutcast for you. This time it's going to be an 8-player map. I guess you guys got enough of Wilderness. Don't want to be seeing any more games on Wilderness. But anyway, this is one of my favorite 8-player maps, Final Frontier, which is recently becoming more popular again in the community I play with. That's TeamSpeak, by the way. Anyway, I like this map because it's like a 2-player map, or a 4-player map. Because of the way the locations are configured, it's a lot of 2 versus 2 from the top and bottom. And by that, I mean the bottom of the map, they kind of have their duels, while the top has their duels. And I'll kind of show you what I mean by that. As far as I know, there are no shoutcasts of this game just yet. Excuse me, of this map. Obviously, there's none of this game. Anyway, we'll get started right away. In location 1, we have Romek playing. And this location is one of the quote-unquote power locations, though maybe not necessarily, the power locations on this map are not necessarily the best, since their iron is worse than the center locations or non-power. But they do start with a couple of extra builders. This location is, again, very large. This is a large map, easy fishing here. Gold is not close, but not far either. Lots of trees nearby. The stone right here is very close, but actually some players have elected to take the stone over on the left side as opposed to the stone on the right and then catch the gold on the bottom. This will enable them to get iron much sooner. However, it doesn't work. Maybe it's possible, but you're gonna screw up almost for sure if you do that. Your gold will be much later, and it's not important to have quick iron on this location. Just focus heavily on leather. That is for all, really, of these corner power locations. Go for leather spam over quick iron. Otherwise you'll just screw up your iron and leather because of the distance to the iron. Okay, this map is mirrored, more or less. The mirror is Romek's mirror opponent is Enter the Dragon, playing location 8. My personal favorite location on this map. Lots of trees right in the center, as opposed to this location, which has the trees above and below the storehouse. This enables location 8 to get to the iron much sooner, since he's, as you can see here, putting his woodcutter on his road to the iron, whereas Romek up here is making a road going nowhere. The location 1 does have a benefit on iron in that 8 has to go all the way down here to get his second and third iron mines, whereas location 1 has 2 iron mines right next to each other, and then the last one is a bit further. Okay, we'll go to the next set of power looks. This here is Mixions, and location 4. Pretty big loc. Essentially infinite space, even though it's not quite as large as the others. Players and their really build most of their base in this center area in the middle of these mountains here, the stone, gold, hill here, and the iron. Most of the base is right here. You don't see a lot of woodcutters going up here, although Mixions is, excuse me, these trees over here, they're not often getting hit by woodcutters, since they're kind of hard to access. The mirror to 4 is 5. 5 is the largest location of any on the TeamSpeak maps. Just monstrous location. Even Hiramano couldn't fill up this entire location. Hiramano known for having up to 150 serfs even on his excessively large bases. And this is Koczis. You can see here he's already has 2 farms at 12 minutes. Putting woodcutters in the north planting instead of going to the bottom first for woodcutters to cut. He had a forest over here on the right side of the storehouse, but he put it on cut only, which is what most players do. So it's not bad. It's important to have at least one woodcutter cutting all the time, except for maybe at the very beginning of the game, if your first woodcutter isn't cutting. But ideally, you'll always have at least one woodcutter cutting, otherwise you'll run out of wood. And there it is, he's just removed his woodcutter. And those are the 4 power locations. Another thing I forgot to mention, you know, they have the 2 extra builders and 2 extra serfs than the other locations, but they also have the farm unlocked from the beginning, so they can throw down a farm real fast too, which of course is nice. Okay, this is Toe, playing location 6. Really nice iron here. There's 5 iron mines possible. Yeah, 5 iron mines. 2 on this little mountain here, and then more up here. Lots of coal. I mean, you have lots of coal here, and then another huge field here. There's the one little gold mine here who runs out fairly quick, so you'll need to relocate it later on. Some players decide not even to put a gold mine on this little mountain. They instead go all the way down here, put a road through this coal or down through this farm / tree space, and then you'll be able to lay a woodcutter down on these trees down here. Once you get there, you essentially have infinite wood, but it's a long road. It's making your base longer than it needs to. In my opinion, it's not worth doing. Keep your base small if you can. And by small, I mean distance from, you know, the corners of your base. You want less walking time for your serfs if possible. The quote-unquote mirrored 6 is location 3. Not as good as 6. Most players will prefer playing 6 over 3. In fact, 3 is overall the least popular location on this map. At least when I play with the randoms in the public lobbies, location 3 is almost always the last one taken. There are many different reasons for that, I suppose. I'll let you look at this location and you be the judge of why you think it is, why you think it's worse. Now, I myself think it's worse because, one, you have to build through a mountain here, and anytime you're building a road through a mountain, in between 2 mountains by that I mean, it's hard to fit roads or buildings on those roads. I mean, you look here, this space right here between these 2 iron mountains, you can't fit a building there, but you gotta put a road there, so, obviously, that's a waste of time. Maybe not a waste of time because it's needed, but you're using more time to get your buildings up since you need to build extra roads. Anytime you can build a road to a resource and then put buildings on that road as you go, you're saving time, and that's very nice. I see, oh, and this is Launger, by the way, playing this location. I just saw him put an inn down here. I thought he had a really late inn. I was scared there for a moment, but nah, it's just a phony blueprint down in. Assuming it's going to be a farm. Not sure why he would not just put a farm blueprint there. I don't know what he's doing. Ah, it's probably going to be armor smithy. That's probably what it is. Okay, another thing to note about this location, this coal up here is almost never taken. The idea was this coal up here would be for your gold smelters, but it's better if you don't split your coal mines, as that can cause, no, maybe not better. Not necessarily better, but one way or another, it's the coal down here is much closer, so there's really not much of a reason why you wouldn't take that coal in the bottom first for your gold smelters, which is exactly what Launger did. Alright, then up here on location 2, this is Lexus. Location 2 has very close iron and 3 iron mines right away. Click, 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 bam. 3 iron mines. Fish is also quite close, so that's not a huge bonus to have close fish since you don't really want early fishermen anyway. But a lot less space than the mirror of this location, which is 7. I'll get to that in a moment. And when you're putting your woodcutters here, which you kind of need to since you have a forest down here, and you don't really want to go all the way down here first, or so early. But you can see he's already putting blueprints everywhere just to conserve space, because he really needs that space. So you're going to have to relocate these woodcutters, or they're not going to be very efficient. Or you're just going to screw your entire base over. Maybe you could build up here instead. Maybe we're trying, but then you're really taking a long distance for your coal. You have to put the barracks in the back of your base, which is always a problem because your soldiers will have to march through your base to get out of it. In addition, you're going to be a lot later getting to the battlefield after peacetime, so ideally not a good idea putting your barracks in the back. In the end, really, it's your wood production's really going to screw you over on this location. Very sad, very unfortunate. Alright, and then the mirror of 2 is 7, and you can already see right away lots more space to work with on this location. This is myself playing location 7. Most people prefer it over 2, even though 2's iron is a bit easier. But your gold is pretty close on 7, and typically you want your gold before iron. Some players put their iron mines down first, but it really doesn't give you a huge bonus to your iron production. As long as you have your iron mines up quickly, and your iron mines never stop running, your iron production should do just fine. Your gold, on the other hand, you could never have enough of. So. Five iron mines again possible. All the center locations have 5 iron mines possible. Corner locations 3 possible. 20 minutes left to peacetime. My computer's not running this as fast as I'd like to. I'm running out of things to talk about, and normally, like I said in my last Shoutcast, I have that time where I just yap on about everything, about all the locations and stuff, strategies, and all that kind of bull crap. By that time, it's usually about peacetime, but for some reason my computer's running really slow lately. Now this woodcutter here, you can see he's planting only. This is me again playing on this location. I'll tell you the reasoning behind that. I like to have my 8th woodcutter or 9th woodcutter. If I'm going for about 9 woodcutters, my 8th and 9th I'd like planting only, or my 9th and 10th. Again, depending on how many I'm going. But I like my last 2 woodcutters to plant only, and that way, that's because by the time I get my 9th woodcutter up, or by the time my 8th and 9th woodcutters are cutting, all of my wooden weapon production is running. If they're cutting right away, then I'm going to have tree trunks piling up because I don't need that much wood early on. In the end, these woodcutters are planting new forests, so my wood production will be a little bit better in the end. Anyway, so it's a nice little bonus. It's something I'm experimenting with lately, and it seems to work rather nice. Not having all these extra tree trunks piling around. And you're really going to need that wood later on anyway, because your weapons workshop really take up a lot of wood, and axe fighters are pretty important to replace fallen sword fighters, so it's nice to have those extra wood cutters. Lately my iron strategy has been to put the weapon smithy first, and then go 3 armor smithies. Making those one at a time. Most players like to put one armor smithy, and then make another armor smithy almost right away, right after that, and then wait really close till peacetime, maybe 10, 12 minutes, before they start making swords. Throw it on 2 weapon smithies. So you guys still have 4 buildings. The weapon smithy, he's eventually gonna run way past the armor smithies, because as you know, the weapon smithy works much faster, or quite a bit faster, and he also is only making 1 thing, whereas the armor smithies, of course, are making 2, so you already need twice as many, and that's still not fast enough. I'm happy with the result. I've been doing it every time lately, and it's I really like it. Look at these leather locations, see how they're doing. Romek going for knights and leather, obviously. Well, it's pretty typical, these iron locations, or leather power lopes, whatever you want to call them. Since they can't get a lot of iron, they can't spam swords, so they just make knights instead. Extra corn to go around, why not? Of course, you're taking away from your main force, which is your leather spam, but knights are very nice. Especially on Final Frontier, because as you can see, huge distance from the top and bottom of the map. I mean, I can't even see the whole map when I'm zoomed out, and that's really going to make my computer run slow. About the thing I was talking about earlier, the 2 versus 2 thing, what you see a lot of times is you see location 1 and 2 fighting out against 5 and 6, and then you see a lot of locations 7 and 3 versus 4 and 8. And this is because of the distance. I mean, look at locations 8's barracks, and then look, I mean, all the way up to location 1's barracks. I mean, this is a few hundred tiles. I don't know the exact dimensions of the map, but it's really far, which is one reason why it's so nice to have knights on this map, as you can sweep them from up to the bottom of the battlefield really quickly. If you're passive on this location, say you're being attacked right here, I'm camping in my base, trying to defend myself. The armies right here can just swoop to the top of the map pretty quickly and crush. Whereas it's hard to move defensively to get up here. So usually the people with the initiative will win this map, but not always. Now, of course, the other option for me to do, if I see them moving up to attack my allies, I could counter. It's a risky move, maybe it can work. But the difference is that this team will have all 4 armies against 2, whereas we have 2 armies against nothing, except towers. And it's a risky thing. You don't see a lot of that going on, bases being traded. I don't know. It can be nice, maybe. Pretty risky barracks placement. I didn't really like it. It's kind of crowded and not easy to defend at all if the enemy's pushing right here, but pretty difficult position for the enemy to assemble in anyway, especially because this mountain right here. It's really cramping their style as they try to squeeze through here. Their army can be here, and I can shoot them, and they can't really step back at all because of this mountain. Anytime you're in a position where you can push the enemy and they can't move their ranged back, because there's a mountain in the way, or etc., buildings, lakes, whatever. It's a good way to push the enemy, since their bowmen are just going to get picked off as they try to step back. Alright, 1 second, 2, I'm not even going to bother about ticking it forward. Well, why not, right? There we go. I just hate it when people train their knights right at that moment. I mean, when they're just waiting for it and they click because, then you miss it, so what the heck. Anyway, since we already have Romek's barracks selected, we'll look at his army. 50 leather almost. Short on recruits, which is never good. So he'll probably train some knights right away and some sword fighters, maybe a little bit of range to defend this position. Another thing about this map I should have been blabbering on about instead of silly woodcutters that are only planting. These bridges here are not often attacked. Instead, oh, you can't build across these on it either, by the way. I forgot to mention you can't build on these bridges. But anyway, you don't see a lot of times people attacking across these bridges. Mostly this one down here doesn't see a whole lot of action. But location 5, because he has a hard time reaching this bridge, as you can see, Koczis, some strange tower placement. But it's really far away from his base to get to this bridge. So anyway, usually maybe you'll see some militia creep over and try to attack, a surprise attack. But other than that, usually not a whole lot going on at these bridges. Better to have your armies down here. Oh shoot, I almost continued playing. I would have been really annoyed. Koczis is very nice here. Maybe I should continue looking at the mirror. Sorry, we'll go back to Koczis later. Compare this to Dragon. Enter the Dragon. He obviously not near as good a player as a Romek, but an average player's performance, maybe for a location that starts with 5 builders and as many trees as he had. Could have had a little bit better of an army, but 34, some militia, you know, it's an average performance on TeamSpeak. And then we'll go up to Koczis again, 70 leather, and horses. You know, we got about 20 axe fighters, we got about 40 bowmen, 7 knights, 5 sword fighters. Very, very nice army. I did a really nice job. Iron is really late and not really working. But still, 70 jackets. Bravo. Very well done. Superb performance by Koczis here. And he says it's his first time playing here too. I don't know for sure if that's true or not, but that's what he said. Mixions. Pretty nice. Almost 50 leather. With 10 knights also. Or 10 horses also, so of course that's a fine job. And those, ladies and gentlemen, are your power locations. We'll go to location 3 now. Launger, kind of a screw up here. 20 and less. Ooh. Yikes, 32 recruits. Ooh, he's gonna be mad at me for shoutcasting this game. Yeah, well, that's what location 3 does to you. It's a really tricky location. Launger, if you're watching this, especially you, but other players too, these corner roads here, they work as long as you have another road going that's normal. So as long as this is just like a connector road, an extra road, those corners will work. But if there are trees or stumps in the way, they won't work because serfs don't want to step over. Obviously, they can't go through trees, but they don't want to step over stumps either. So anytime you have those, you have to make a regular road going around it because they won't go diagonally across that. So this road here, you can see no traffic on it, and that's because the serfs don't recognize it as a path. They can't get through those trees or stumps. So that's something a lot of players don't know about. Same goes for your barracks. If you have a stump outside one of the corners of your barracks, your troops won't go out that direction. So that obviously can cause huge congestion. You only have two ways out of your barracks instead of 3. But anyway, a little lesson for you while the game is paused. Compare this to Toe, obviously 30-30, a couple of knights. Could make those lances, but should have made axes instead even. I don't know, not enough leather. Okay, then location 2, Lexus. Okay, there they are, the knights. I was going to say Lexus normally doing a little better in this, I think, but looks like he's trying to get a couple of anti-cavalry. 20 swords, but again, there's 10 knights with it. Good job. 10 knights obviously are going to be really helpful on this map. Myself, almost 40-40. Oh man, this is so disappointing when I saw I made these axes instead of the bows, because you could have had 40-40, but then I saw later on that I still needed this armor, and where's the shield? Maybe it's not made yet. Still, I needed, oh man, so close to 40-40, which apparently no one's ever seen before, but I'm sure it's been done. But anyway, enough about that. Let's get this game on the way. Koczis getting lucky, his knight doesn't die. Let's look at show fog. Really important to do some nice scouting. Lower the speed a little. Koczis really weird defenses. I mean, he's not going to be able to defend against any kind of sneak attacks that go over. Really putting himself in a vulnerable position. Some nice exploring. Let's look at the enemies exploration. Yeah, you can see here already getting in the Koczis. He knows, well, funny, normally he would know what his army is here, because that's normally where the defense is, but Koczis electing to do it a little differently. Okay, I guess a little standoff here. It's kind of funny. Did I have him just walk there, or was that a point? No, I guess not. Okay. That time of the game where people are just getting their armies out, as opposed to actually attacking. These power locations, low locations, again, whatever you want to call them, always having a hard time getting their forces through. It'd be nice if maybe there was 2 bridges here. I don't know. Like one connecting here, and one here and here. That would make the fish kind of tricky, maybe, but I don't know. It's odd. Something else. Maybe if the bridge is here instead. Who knows? A little bit of a fight going on here. We're gonna get a catch, maybe? No, okay, good. That would have, Koczis would have lost everything to that. Really hard to catch all the action. You can see what I mean, though. Mostly just 2v2 with a couple of knight movements back and forth. Lots of horses. My goodness, many knights here. And these lances really won't make a difference against just so many horses. And again, more horses from Mixions. Nice job getting all their knights in a bundle. Even sending these up to the top might be nice. I mean, really easily crush. And here it is. Toe's gonna lose everything. You can see his knights just getting dissolved. There's 2 battles going on right now. Actually, his sword fighter's doing a pretty nice job. And then Koczis is winning up here. Ooh. Yeah, Lexus, his knights are really making a difference. Dragon, doing a nice job helping out. Needs to get his melee over here before it's too late. Ooh. And that's really gonna hurt. Koczis doing a good job sacrificing a knight to buy some time, but Romek approaching at the other side. Koczis will lose everything. Really shame to see. Of course, you know, it's a shame for me, because, you know, I'm the one watching, right? Or I'm rooting for them. There are 2 choices here. We can either push on through and attack Launger and defeat him, or we can send our forces to the top and help defend Koczis. Koczis is the strongest player on my team, so obviously, you know, it would be nice to, especially this late game spammer location, really nice to help him out as opposed to this iron location. Launger being not as good as Koczis. So base trade, maybe not the wisest idea. I do try to push into Mixions base. But as you can see, this force isn't going to do much. And holy tower spam. Oh my goodness, Mixions. Look at that. All these weapons. Should go down here and attack. Oh my goodness! I didn't even want to look at it. Man, why am I... Man, it would be nice if we attacked there. Obviously, this is a threat that needs to be taken care of, though. Look at that. No tower resistance, even. Speed this up a little bit. That time where everyone just gets hungry. Here's a fight. And at the same time, is there a fight down here? What's up with that? Why does it always work like that? It's close down here. And pretty close up here too. These are just gonna get outshot. Maybe. Maybe not. Yeah, yep. Would have been better if Tove brought his knights down here, protected our range, and would have saved his knights. Now it's just a desperado or whatnot. Down here, we lost, it seems. I thought we won that battle, but I guess not. Koczis, I didn't catch it, but Romek sent a bunch of militia and stuff. Totally wiped out Koczis' base. He's got no gold. More than enough recruits, so he can afford to just make serfs for a while. Guess he's got, whoa, 4 schools. How many metallurgists? 3. 3 metallurgists isn't enough for 3 schools running non-stop, but I'm sure he had extra gold he's trying to get through. Romek sending another nice bundle of troops in, and easily able to send reinforcements in quickly because this bridge is not secured by Koczis. Really strange defense. I mean, just towers everywhere. Yeah, really bad decision fighting inside my base now. Not ideal, of course. No recruits being trained. It's not good. Especially with all these weapons. Another fight down here. And then Knights carries just get torn apart by Knights. I mean, they can't even touch him. And then down here, a fight that's being lost. Destroying buildings to make room for ranged. If we can defend right here across this line, then we'll have a better chance. As these buildings will be obtrusive to defending. And just getting caught, not paying attention, I'm sure. Had his eyes elsewhere. Just getting his force up there massacred. And here it is. My base is lost. And Koczis is being pushed again. Oh, I guess not. Koczis getting rebuilt. But, obviously I'm defeated down here now, and there's nothing we can do to stop that. And with Koczis almost back in the game, but me completely out now, it's time to resign. Then it's just some more of attrition. And here we are, Romek, the ultimate spammer. And Koczis fallen behind because of he's getting attacked so much. Launger must have had just some gold problems the whole time. We'll check that out later. I mean, you can see his serfs were probably lacking too, and Koczis fallen behind. We'll see that again later, because when his base was attacked. Hidden rampaged. Oh, excuse me. Check that out, gold. Yeah, Launger. Whoa, gold problems. I wonder what that was. I never saw it. Oh, I'll have to ask him what it was. That's really bad. You can see me. I had really nice gold for a while, but then I fell behind. Also, which is a result of why all my weapons didn't get used. Yeah, you can see Koczis actually falling behind a little bit, and then when he gets attacked, you see it. Actually, he was probably getting attacked around right here, and that's when he started falling behind. Horses. These are stable horses, you can see. And by stable, I mean legal horses. Okay, thanks for watching.